Hola, buenos días. Soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. Okay, so in today's video, we're still in the Break the Language Barrier Level 3 book. If you don't have the book, it doesn't matter because you can still follow the tutorial with what I put in the description box and the things that I explain as I go along. What you do need to know though to follow today's tutorial is how to make the imperative or command mode, because what we're going to do today is practice it. And so if you want to know how to tell people what to do in Spanish, if you like telling people what to do, the imperative or the command mode is for you. But of course, it's not just telling people what to do, it's giving advice. It doesn't have to be a firm command. As I explained in the previous videos, a lot is in the tone of voice. If you're saying to someone, oh, come in, or just come in, you know, it's all in the tone of the voice, but the form is the same. The form of saying it is the same. It is a command, be it a gentle command or a harsher command, it is still a command. So what we're going to look at, how we're going to do this. Oh, by the way, if you don't have the book, it's a good time to buy it because it's currently on offer at $4.99, I think, on any Amazon site. Might vary slightly depending on whether it's euros, pounds, etc., but it should be €4.99 on all Amazon sites, and that's this book and the level 4 book that are on offer for the summer. Okay, so we're going to page 50 anyway, if you do have the book. As I say, if you don't have it, don't worry, because I'll be explaining as I go along. As long as you know how to make the actually make the imperative. So we learned the imperative. We learned that because in Spanish you have a singular you, tú, and the plural you, vosotros. So there are two. It depends if we're telling one person what to do or more than one person what to do. So some of these examples that we're going to look at, or these ways of giving advice, some are directed at one person, and we can tell that by the initial statement. What we're basically going to be doing is we're going to play agony aunt with somebody, with people. So somebody's going to tell us a problem that they have, and we're going to give them a positive piece of advice and a negative piece of advice. And what I mean by negative is, well, positive is telling them something we think they should do, and negative something don't do. Okay? So in the example, in the book, for example, the problem that the person, whoever it is, has is siempre me levanto tarde, yeah, which means I always get up late. So in the example, there are three pieces of advice. The first one, pon la alarma, yeah, put the alarm on. The second one, which also is a positive piece of advice, acuéstate más temprano, go to bed earlier. And the negative piece of advice, or in other words, telling them what not to do, no salgas tanto por la noche, don't go out so much at night. So there's three pieces of advice. Now they're all singular. We knew this was singular because the person's problem was siempre me levanto tarde. I always get up late. So all those advices are directed at one person. So I just see my dog's tail wagging over the chair. So it looks like they might be just about to start to play. So we might hear a few whines and groans. But anyways, it's just the dogs. Okay, let's look at the problems that we've got here. So number one, número uno. Por la noche no podemos dormir. So at night we can't sleep. So it's we. So whatever advice we're going to be giving will be directed at vosotros. So what could we say? Por la noche no podemos dormir. What advice might we give? We might say drink hot milk before you go to bed. Yeah, so that would be bebed leche caliente antes de acostaros. And then a negative piece of advice or telling them what not to do is no, por ejemplo, no bebáis café antes de dormir, posible. Número dos, últimamente, I think this is most of us after the lockdown. Últimamente he engordado mucho. So lately I have put on a lot of weight. So we might say, so it's singular advice. So we might just say eat less, yeah, come menos. And for telling somebody what not to do might be no, what do we say? No comas chocolate or helado. Yeah, but that just, we wouldn't take any, well, I wouldn't take any notice of that. But anyway, okay, so número tres. Me siento solo a veces. So that is, I feel alone sometimes. So again, it's singular. So a positive piece of advice might be, gosh, I can't think of anything to say. So go out more, I suppose. So sal más. Yes, sal from salir is an irregular imperative. I'm just going to check that because I feel that it is, but I just want to check. Yes, it is. Sal más. Go out more. And a negative piece of advice or telling someone what not to do, the opposite, don't stay at home. So no quedes en casa. Número 4. Gastamos mucho dinero y no podemos evitarlo. So, plural, we spend a lot of money and we can't avoid it, or we can't escape it. So, positive, plural, might be, well, what might it be? Oh God, I can't think of any advice. So, we spend a lot of money and we can't help it. So, no, let's think of something positive there. Oh my God, I can't think of anything. That's awful. I can't think of anything in English. What would be a good thing to do in English? You spend a lot of money and you can't avoid it. Don't go to the shops. Let's have a nice simple one like that. So, but that's not, go to the sales. There you go. So, id a las rebajas. Gosh, sorry, that was a bit convoluted. I should prepare this perhaps beforehand. So, id a las rebajas. Go to the sales. And a negative one might be don't go to expensive shops. So, no vayáis a las tiendas caras. Okay, if you're still with me after all that. Number 5. Mi novio quiere cortar conmigo. So my boyfriend wants to split up with me. So positive piece of advice might be olvídalo, forget him. I suppose that's a bit. We could say here that there's plenty more fish in the sea, but of course that's really horrible when someone says that to you, when someone's just split up from you. There's nothing worse than that. So no, let's say just olvídalo, forget him. And then negative piece, don't think about him too much. So no lo piensas, no lo pienses tanto. Don't think about him so much. Okay, so number 6. No sé qué comprar para mi madre para su cumpleaños. Okay, so again, singular. So we might say, pregúntala, yeah, ask her. Or we might say, well, I would certainly say, no compres nada para la casa. And what I mean by that is don't buy anything for the house. But I don't mean nice things for the house. I mean, no compras no compres una plancha, or you don't buy an iron or an ironing board or anything like that. So no compres nada para la casa. Okay, it's quite difficult, this thinking of the answers. I understand what my students have to go through now. So, number 7, no nos gusta nuestro trabajo en la oficina. So, plural, we don't like our work or our job in the office. So, I would say to someone who said that, find another job. Yeah? So, how would we say that to more than one person? So, encontrar otro trabajo. Encontrar otro trabajo. And negative would be maybe don't leave until you found another job. So, no dejes el trabajo hasta que hayas encontrado nuevo trabajo. That probably gets a bit complicated because it needs a subjunctive. So let's think of an easier one. Well, don't continue working there. So no no sigues trabajar ahí, or no continuéis trabajar ahí is easier than that seguir verb that's always a bit of a tongue twister. I'm a firm believer in, if there's something that you find difficult to say, and there are things that I find difficult to say, avoid them. Think of a way around it. So yes, seguir is to continue, but it's better than to maybe choose continuar because it's just easier to conjugate and actually speak. Okay, número 8, he perdido mi cartero. So I've lost my wallet or my purse. So positive would be perhaps go to the police. So ve al policía. Because it's singular, isn't it? Yeah, I have lost. Negative would be don't worry. Let's say don't worry. No te preocupes. Yeah, don't worry. Okay, number 9. No sé qué hacer este fin de semana. I don't know what to do this weekend. So, positive might be look on social media to see what's going on. So, ve en media social para ver qué hay para hacer. And negative might be, what might we say? I don't know what to do this week. Don't stay in. No te quedes en casa. Number 10, estoy resfriado or resfriada. So that's I have a cold. So I would say bebe muchas bebidas calientes. Drink a lot of hot drinks. And negative, no salgas sin tu abrigo. Don't go out without your coat. No necesario en España, porque en España mucho calor. Okay, nuestro perro es muy agresivo. So this is a plural problem. Our dog is very aggressive. So what would we say? So we might say put a muzzle on. So that would be poned un bucal. Bucal is a muzzle. Ponedlo un bucal. Yeah. And the negative, what you shouldn't do, or what we advise that you wouldn't, what I advise that you wouldn't do, is no lo llevéis al parque. Don't take him to the park. Con otros perros. Número 12, quiero aprender español. I want to learn Spanish. So positive might be haz clases conmigo. Do classes with me. And telling someone what not to do might be no hagas clases con otra profesora. Okay. Y número 13. No queremos vivir más en la ciudad. Plural, we don't want to live in the city any longer. So you might say comprar una casa en el campo, buy a house in the country. And the negative might be, what might be, so no, well, what might the no be? We don't want to live in a minute. All right. So you could say, no hagáis una decisión demasiado rápido. Don't make a decision too quickly. Me gustaría comprar un nuevo coche. So I would like to buy a new car. So you might say, busca en las revistas what do they call it? Una ocasión. Right, let's forget that one and say oferta. So busca en las revistas una oferta. So look in magazines for an offer. The word that I was trying to say is, and it shouldn't be difficult because it's just like occasion, but it's got one C, and it's a bit of a false friend because it doesn't mean occasion, it means a bargain. So busca una ocasión. No idea why I found that difficult to say at first. Okay. And don't. So no compres. Where is it? No compres de un hombre. I'm trying to say, like when you say, would you buy a used car from this? So no compres segundo mano. Don't buy a second-hand car. But vale, okay. So número 15. Nuestro hijo es muy travieso. A plural problem. Our son is very naughty. So what would I say that? So you could say punish him, castigadlo, and you could say you could actually put that the other way and say no lo castigues, depending on your point of view as far as what you should do with naughty children is. So castigadlo or no lo castigues. Número 16. No me gusta el novio de mi amiga. So I don't like my friend's boyfriend. So I think my advice there would be don't speak to him. No hables con él. That's the negative, isn't it? No hables con él. And the positive would be try to get to know him. Intenta conocerlo mejor. Try to get to know him better. Intenta conocerle, it should be bien or mejor. And the negative, no hables con él. Right. Vale. Número 17. Nunca tengo bastante dinero. So that's a bit similar to we spend a lot of money and we can't help it. Vale. So no compres tantas cosas. Don't buy so many things. And a positive piece of advice might be think before you buy. Think more before you buy. So, piensa más antes de comprar algo. Quiero vivir en otro país. Yeah, I want to live in another country. So, if somebody said to you, I want to live in another country, what might we say for advice? So I think we'd say, maybe speak to somebody else who lives there. Habla con alguien que ya vive allí. Speak to someone who already lives there. And then something might say, don't do anything. Again, don't do anything too. No hagas nada demasiado pronto. Don't do anything too soon. Okay. Nunca tenemos tiempo para nada. So we never have time for anything. So I think I would say hacer un horario. Make a timetable. Hacer un horario. And for telling somebody what not to do, we don't have time for anything. No malgastéis tiempo en cosas tontas. Don't waste time on silly things. No malgastéis tiempo en cosas tontas. I'm so good at sorting other people's lives out. I just wish I could sort mine out. Okay, number 20. Quiero un coche nuevo, pero no muy caro. So I want a new car, but not very expensive. So it's a bit going back to what we were saying earlier about cars. I would say, and it's singular, isn't it? Quiero. Sí. Busca en las revistas, look in the magazines or in Facebook, which is más o menos que hacen las personas ahora these days. We look on social media more, don't we? So busca in Facebook. And no compres el primer coche que ves. So no, don't buy the first car that you see. Well, those are my, obviously the answers to those are free answers in the sense that you'll have your own bits of advice. Put some in the comments if to try some advice that you would give some of those problems that people have maybe, or just maybe make up some problems yourself and offer advice just for the practice. And I like to see things in comments. It's great because, then I know that it's helping you with whatever, hopefully helping you with your Spanish. It's great to get some feedback. That's what I'm trying to say. So, si hayas gustado el video, if you've liked the video, please give me a thumbs up down below. That's really helps me to see that people have liked the video. Also, if you're new to the channel and you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Remember that the level 3 and 4 books are on offer, $4.99 on Amazon. Also, the bilingual storybooks are all on offer. Princess Tia's Great Adventure is the colour book, that's $9.99. And the 2 black and white books, Rocky the Rebel and Duque el Rey, they are only $3.99 each. So these are sort of for children, but adults can use them too. The story is in Spanish and in English, so you can compare it directly. Other offers this summer are Zoom classes. If you book 30 hours of Zoom classes, you save €90. If you book group classes, 40 hours I think it is, you only pay €5 an hour and you get a free book. There's offers on the e-courses. Anyway, they're all available. You can see them all on Facebook pages. So don't forget, if you're not following my page on Facebook, please do. All the details are in the description. And then you get details of offers, etc. Or you could sign up to the newsletter, which you would do by going through the website, or just let me have your email. So I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. Gracias por mirar. And te veo en el próximo video. Gracias.